Hi guys, I am ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Corsair Cove. Now, first things first, let's quickly head to the ship where we're actually doing the House of Fortune mission. We want to try and get a few things sorted so we can get an extra destroyer or try and get a destroyer. Okay. Nothing wrong with a few wages as long as we win. We wouldn't like being indebted to Fortune Wilde. So what are we saying? Play whilst, play bone dice, play gin rummy. I think the middle one seems to be a good option. Middle number of supplies. Let's try this one, bone dice.
All right then. Next round.
Okay, so now we're doing what exactly? Make a bet. Ooh. I see. Okay. So we don't have the supplies to really be able to do this. Let's do that one.
Oh, we lost this round. Should we call it a day?
No. Is that it? Can we not do anything further?
I know the pleasure is to play, but
What was that?
waiting.
What was that? Okay, fine. So we are needing to go to a free port somewhere to be able to we'll come to the free port. We'll come over here to try and get that sorted out. That's a little bit annoying, I must say. This one gives us a little bit of stuff. That one gives us some stuff as well. Yeah, that gives us some whale blubber. This one is maybe one that we should be targeting. But that one, we still need to go back and redo that, I guess. What is this? Knee deep in debt. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose some, and sometimes you lose a lot. Much more than you can afford. We owe a hefty sum to Fortune Wilde, the owner of the gambling den, and she intends to get her due. Let's find a way to repay. Okay. The black spot, seafaring principal points. The Queen of Spades, the black. Let's just do this one. No need to make enemies in the underworld. We promise to fulfill our debt. Starts the... yeah, whatever. Okay, so we've got yet another thing that we need to go and deal with. And yeah, it is a little bit challenging. What is this? Ancient archipelago. Possible loot. Is that new? I'm sure this is new. I wouldn't mind that loot, right? I wouldn't mind that loot. Can we... question, can we afford to get the other boat moving? At the moment, eye patches should not be moving, right? Let's just have a quick look here. So Slops is coming in reasonably well. Rum seems to be dropping a little bit. That's coming in. That's okay. Let's do this. I think we can make this work. Let's manage the crew. Oh, we need to double check. Hang on. Let me double check the soup. Yeah, that's coming in too as well. Okay, well, let's up our numbers here. Okay, so let's do that. A deed? Oh, crow's eyes. Okay, let's pop in there. Where is this deed? Under which one? Okay, we'll claim it. I would love to get more of this stuff done. Maybe we should build an extra pirate camp. More elevators. Events with Teach, we're working on it. Crown ports need to be pillaged. Production of eye patches. So I guess we need a few more of these so that we can at least get like a level 2 kind of destroyer or something, because this is at the moment a bit challenging. I mean, if we have one more, we can get a level 2 Iron Fist destroyer, or we could do something like Steel Edge over here. Yeah. Which, yeah, might just be a little bit better. A destroyer plus, really. And this one will be a prowler plus. No, so destroyer plus is what we'd be after at least. So one more point here. Just one more point. Let's have a quick look. One more point. If we build an extra pirate camp, we have the point. We can go from there. So that's something that we can focus our attention on. On the other hand, how many more points do we need over here? Oh, there's still 3 more. Okay, so what are we looking for? The tanner's production. I don't think the salt is a big issue. This one, the Buccaneer Grill, yeah, not really. The guano also not that much. I'd rather we could go for the fancy banner, of course, but I guess fiber production. No, I'd rather just go for, forget about the loan shark. I'd rather we go for the tanner, right? Get our extra leather in, because we are actually short of a little bit of leather. To do the eye patches. So I guess that probably puts us in in about the right spot. Now we've got this vessel set up and ready to go. Let's head on to, well, the plan is go for the archipelago where we can grab this, right? Let's embark on this journey here. So go and grab that so we can see about about getting some additional additional of these. And I think maybe while we're at it, we may just need to grab a little bit, right? Let's get a little bit, let's get two stashes more, right? Later perhaps. Okay, so just a little bit more spent there to get a bit more tobacco, because at the moment it's a little bit of a challenge for us. Now, with our new crew in mind, we need to have a quick look at this. So now we're 10 short here, and we're 20 short on the slops. Okay, so let's now go and have a quick look. So slops production. Can we potentially up this number? We've got insufficient resources, so let's quickly have a look at this. So this isn't quite getting us there. Can we then also maybe, you know, at least boost one of them to try and get this moving a little bit quicker? Because slops production needs to go up, right? And then the other thing, we've got a ship arrived somewhere. The other thing we wanted to have a quick look at is over here. Both of these are already working overtime, and that's 45, and we need 55. And how much is this taking? 4. And how much are you producing? 8. So we are, you know what we could do? We could do that, gets us 12, and then we can build another one of these. Let us do that. One more, please, of the turtle soup production buildings here. I guess just something like this is going to work, right? So we'll just do that. We'll get another turtle soup building going on there. So hopefully that gets us to a, a reasonably good place. Now, we've got this guy over here. So let's quickly get in. We'll get supplies from Black Powder back later, perhaps. Is there anything else we could want to do here? Let's reassign to this and enter in there to see if we can get it. While in Whalesong Wake, we hear the strange story of a man rescued from the belly of a whale. The mysterious survivor was nicknamed Jonah. Of course, they say he immediately built a raft and went back out at sea. Okay.
I'm waiting.
As it was foretold.
So fine, that's it. So we now need to come here and go and grab Jonah, hopefully. We'll do that. We can also come over here is the plan, I think. Okay, fine. We've got a few different vessel journeys underway. Why are we losing people? Okay. Let's have a look. Standing on the small raft, the gaunt man they call Jonah faces us without really seeing us. His feverish gaze has long wandered into some other distant realm. Finally he speaks. All is as the old gods willed it. The old gods, what do you mean? How did you end up in the belly of a whale? Are you unwell? Should we call a barber surgeon? Let's just go with that one. but an elder whale. It wasn't an ordinary whale, but an elder whale is what Jonah's saying. As if that explained anything. Come on. Come now. I know not all that may be coming, but you are part of it. Fine. So what does that mean? Did we pick him up? We don't. Doesn't seem to have picked up Jonah at all. So do we need to do what?
Don't you? The call of the seas. We have been chosen.
Fine. We'll go over here. We grab that one there. Head on over that way. See if we can get something there. I think something had a bit of an issue, which is now a little bit better. We should now be arriving at the archipelago to be able to... No. Where was the... Hang on.
Itching for a fight.
Where was the... Was it to try and do this thing? No, that was never really the plan. Okay. Well, anyway, while we're here, we may as well do the ambushed by the crown mission and go and do this one with our prowler and try and move through some of these things so we get the coin and the cohesion and all the like. So this is 30 coin only. We're a little shy on some of the things needed here, but I think we'll go ahead and do that anyway. A crown patrol emerges from the fog. They open fire immediately. Yeah, we'll try it. We'll try it. See how it goes. Okay. Really struggling with getting these destroyers sorted out. Okay, we'll enter that and we'll quickly do the ambush crown thing. Okay, so we need to survive. We need to prevent some damage if at all we can do that. This seems okay. That will actually prevent all the damage plus gain us some loot. It's just going to cost us a little bit more than that. So I am quite comfortable, but we won't be able to... Well, we've got a fair bit of supply out here. So let's do this one. Now it's damage to the ship itself, so now we can go ahead and prevent that damage, but I guess we're not really in a good position to prevent it outright. We're pretty strong though, so we'll try and prevent some damage at least. Now they're doing kind of nothing, so what we can do is we can just gain some items here, or we can gain 3 dice. But we will take damage based on our outcome. I don't know if that's really what I'm after. I'd rather just go with the windfall, right?
We've endured their assault. Now we chase them off.
Okay, so now we need to reduce the enemy health below 50%. They will take double damage. So we need 54 damage. They are dealing damage as well. So we will need to, I think, prevent damage mainly. We will need to prevent damage. Yeah. Anything else here that we can do? Guess we'll need to prevent the damage. We can't take that much damage. We'll keep her steady. Prevent the damage. Okay. We've got double die. They are preventing damage now, so now we can go and try and deal as much damage as we can. Grenades. 24 to 40 should give us a pretty good number there. We don't need to prevent anything. So I guess we're going to go with grenades where we can also gain some loot. Okay, we'll need to do that again. Okay, now this is an interesting one. We can do damage. Can we do damage and prevent? This one, turn and fire is what we're after. That will give them double damage. So that should be pretty good for us, and it prevents the damage to our crew for the most part. So let's do that one. All right, we're almost done. They are preventing damage again, so I guess we will go with grenades one more time and fire for full damage effect. So that should get that done. Okay. Now we need to defend again for 3 more turns. Lost cargo. can't necessarily prevent that. So I guess the only thing we're going to try and do is do the windfall, really. Let's do that one. Okay, now they're dealing damage, so we want to be preventing damage if we can. Not going to be good enough, I think, but we should be able to survive reasonably well. And now they're doing crew damage, so we will be doing this one, the reinforced hold, to try and
Search the prosperity one last time.
okay, now we need to scavenge for as much treasure as possible. So how do we do that? Gain 2 to 24. They're just gaining 1 die on the next turn. Finish the objective. That's enough. I guess we'll do I guess we do one more good hole here. That's probably all we need to do. We'll do that one. Okay, actually, now that time is wasting, we can do another one. Let's do one more. Now they're dealing damage to us, so we would want to prevent the damage while still gaining some loot. So let's do that. How much more can we get? Okay, we want to go with this one again.
A secret compartment reveals a golden statuette and the captain's logbook.
Okay, so here we go. So we've managed to get some boarding damage sea legs, which is not a bad one to get. And then we've got some extra coin from the event and from the treasury. So good from that. And we added some supplies to the mix. We got a little bit of damage to the ship and no damage to the crew, which is actually a pretty good spot to be in. So I'm not too opposed to that situation that we found ourselves in. Now I guess we can pop up here and quickly fix the ship. We need to see what's going on at Parrot's Perch over here. Why is this dropping? Oh, no, it's not this one. It's this one that's dropping, and we are dropping because we don't have the soup. Hang on. I guess the soup is supposed to be coming in, but we may not be grabbing it from the right spot. Is that correct? I think we are grabbing it from the right spot. It's on the way.
Legendary Golden City.
It is coming in, right? There we go, and it'll be there, and it'll be sorted. There we go. Okay. Fine. We've got some ships in places, so let's quickly have a look. We'll enter here. We can do this one. I'm definitely not losing the crew. I'm going to lose this instead. Okay. We'll do some sacrificing. Oh, we've completed a mission with Teach, which is exactly what we need, I think, at the moment. So is that correct? So we've got another one here. Ooh. This ship cannot even possibly start to do this mission. We don't have the speed. I do wonder about that. I guess we're ready to go, fully loaded. So I guess we can go back and do the Queen of Spades over here. So we'll embark on that. We'll come over here. We'll do the deed. We pick up the claim, the Teach one here. Now we want 50 events with Teach, an extra pirate camp and the likes. But anyway, compass wide, we will be grabbing this one. And now that means we can do a steel edge or a destroyer plus, basically. So potentially that's something we can have a bit of a look at. I don't know what that necessarily does for us, but anyway, if we go back to... Oh, actually, I think if we go here, we can have a look at ships. So we have access to the Destroyer Plus. That gives us what in terms of boarding... boarding power goes to plus 26 or... I'm not always sure. Speed is not a thing here. But gun damage and the gun damage is the one that gets increased. So if we go to this one, that's 13. That one is 13 too. And if we compare it to this one, say, that's only 5 gun damage. So this one's not good at gun damage. This one would be pretty good. Actually, the Tempest here is probably better at most things, actually. 18, 28 on supply. But yeah, gun damage. Oh, that's no. 13 as gun damage is pretty good. Oh, gun damage on the Wolfhound is horrendously poor. Horrendously poor. So if we go here and we did that, maybe this one would actually... So I think the Destroyer class is something that we just have to grab. Because we need better gun damage to be able to do some of these things. Okay. That is fine. So these...
Find enough coin to pay.
Anyway, we are busy trying to do some of our things. We've got coin. What is happening here? So Parrot's Perch this time. If we go back over there... Oh, this is Parrot's Perch. And I guess, again, it is going to be the issue with this, right? Yeah. Okay, so that is constantly being a bit of an issue here. Okay, let's pop in here. We'll quickly repair the ship. I'll do the rope. We'll get some supplies for black powder. Perfect. Later, perhaps. That puts us in a good position. We'll come over here and try and finish off this. And then over here we'll enter and see what we're doing. Okay, Fortune Wilde used to work the streets of Port Concordat. Now she rules a gambling empire. She is not a woman to be underestimated nor trifled with. Against the Queen of Spades, we need to play our cards carefully. Surely there is something you desire and we could provide. Pay off our debt with interest. And I guess that might be the easiest one for us to do. Just get rid of this.
What?
Okay, so that's done. We could afford that, so I guess it's fair enough for us to do that and stay with that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over here with Teach, right? So Teach, we grab Teach, we're going to head over here and we're going to go and embark on that journey. Hopefully that does help us out a little bit.
Regarding the final fate of the Prosperity. Next time we visit
The house always wins. Okay, hang on. You can bet we learned our lesson. We'll get some stuff. Sharp cutlasses and the raging gunfire are not the only means to get out of a bad situation. Sometimes the simplest way is the best, even if it means swallowing our pride and paying our dues. Perfect. So we got some additional items. Okay. That means we also got some additional items over here. Okay, good stuff. So... did we want... I guess we can unlock the Loan Shark. And we can probably expand the Saltern as well. And now we've unlocked the Providence, or over here the Reaver plus the Bedlam. And at the moment we've got we've got this guy, the Prowler. But we could unlock this one, which is a bit of a problem because there's yet another class of pirates that we don't have. On this side of things, yeah, over here we still got miles to go. So I guess the Steel Edge is one thing we can target at least. Okay, we'll enter over here and see what that's all about. We tell the captain's wife about the captain's last entry and show her the gold statuette we discovered. She stares at it in silence for a long, long time before asking, "I'd like to keep it as a last memory of my husband." Leave it with her. We get some cohesion, or sell it to her. We'll give her a friendly discount and we get some coin. Now, coin is good, but I think we'd rather take the cohesion at this stage. Get that number back up a little bit more. Okay, and now we've completed the Secret of Prosperity, and that gives us some more stuff, plus some more wealth principle points. Whatever that means. I don't even know what that means. Oh, yeah, there we go. This is where the principal points go. So I guess we immediately go into this. A fancy house. That's pretty good. A grand market. Trade coin for upkeep resources like food, drinks, and clothing. Interesting. And then over here, copper bottomed. Unlocks a copper mine. So I guess that trading position there isn't I want the house, right? We'll grab the house because that's pretty good. And then the question is the Grand Market or the Copper Bottomed. Right? What did we unlock here? Anything? A hammer mill and a trade pier. And here is a tabby, a rope maker. Okay, I guess the trade pier we already have. And here a chainsmith. So, Grand Market, where we can trade coin for upkeep resources like food, drink, and clothing. Maybe that's a pretty useful thing to have, right? So we'll go and do that just in case we need some of that stuff. So that's going pretty well down the wealth path here. We've not been as successful on the other side. Oh, we even have another one. So is it the copper mine that we unlock? Maybe we do that. Alternatively, we do Royal Ropeways, which is further and quicker. I think that is pretty useful. How many do I still need here? Still need plenty of that. I can't go. I guess I'll just do the copper mine for now, right? Let's just do the copper mine. So that's pretty good there, right? So we're making pretty good progress on that side of things. If we need some more here, we can get it. This guy has got nothing to do at the moment, so I guess we'll come and embark over here, right? Send the prowler over this way to come and deal with this, get some coin and cohesion. We need that. And then where's Teach? Teach is on the way to come and do some stuff here. Oh, what's happening here? A whaling ship arrives from Whalesong Wake. It appears we have built quite a reputation for ourselves within that door community, that dower community. No small thanks to our dealings with the Queen of Spades. They want us. They want to support us. Take them to the tavern to play cards and dice. Okay, so that costs us some rum, which we can afford, I believe. Ooh, only just. We need to look at that rum. It gives us cohesion and it gives us coin. Alternatively, we are looking for hardy sailors to join our ranks, which will cost us cohesion but gives us the drifters, which is what I'm after, really. And this will give us some whale blubber, which I don't really need at the moment. At the moment, we're not using it for anything. So I guess we'll go with the drifters. That seems like a good one for us to grab straight away. I have a total of 500 pirates. Excellent. So that gives us a deed under, I think, notoriety. We'll claim that one straight away. Now we need to go for 750 pirates. And so here, where are we unlocking? Ooh, okay. So we can produce additional water. We can, the soup kitchen, improve soup kitchen production by 3. That's not a bad one for us at the moment. Over here, we can do a booze bonanza, which gives us additional brewery production, which isn't bad. We can do the classy house. We've already got this one. The Corsair cuisine. I don't think that was of any importance to us. And this is the lead mine. I am going to go with this one. The soup kitchen production improvements. That is definitely something that's going to be worth our while. That is going to be super duper worth our while. Rising Sun gives courtesans coin and sends them to charm drifters into joining our ranks. Okay, we can definitely do that. Okay, so that's pretty good. We managed to grab something there. Not bad at all. And where are we at? Let's quickly see. So what I'm keen on, right? If we come back here, let's just have a look. So now, what is this guy saying? Okay. You are saying what? No space left in output storage. Okay, yes, I guess the challenge here is that we need to add an extra person to the mix to be able to really make this work. I don't think we need the booze here. So let's drop the booze. And what we'll do is we'll add an extra one there. So the booze is here already. We'll keep it as such. And I guess what I'll do here is I'll add another one there so we just have a bit more. This one is fully loaded over on this side, so that's okay. Okay. But these guys should now really be producing quite a bit more, right? Yeah, so it is producing a little bit more. They are trying to run a quicker production here, so we do need to keep a little bit of an eye out to see whether we've got sufficient production of this now. So what is our soup production? Oh, we should be pretty good, I think. Rum is a problem. This, I don't think this is a problem. That we need to keep an eye out for. And this is a bit of a challenge. The slops continue to be a bit of a challenge. Let's quickly go over and have a look at what's going on. Oof, there's some issues here. What are we missing? I think that should be fine. It should be on the way back in, right? Yeah, here it comes. Here it comes. Okay, so the slops continue to be a bit of a challenge for us. They're already working double time. Are we having a reasonable supply? No, we can't really. We're not actually keeping pace of these things. So where are these guys getting their... Did we manage to grab all the salt from here? Right, let's just quickly have a look. There's still some salt available there, so we can keep that in for now. So yeah, really our leather production seems to be a bit of a challenge. So what I'll do, even though I have bumped it up already, right? We'll add the all hands on deck over here as well to try and get this this leather production a little bit better, really. We're running quite a few all hands on deck, and I don't necessarily think that's a good way of dealing with it. Scorched and parched. The dog days are upon us, with our settlement being fire-fanged by the sun's sweltering gaze. Our crew working outside feels sick and dizzy, while their parched skin begins to blister. It seems there's no place on our island where one can be fully sheltered from the cursed heat. So what does that mean? Encourage them to drink more will cost us half of our booze. Distribute cold stew. Campfire Buccaneer Grill Stew Kitchen. Production minus 75%. Wow. Mandatory rest. The hands slack their labor under the tormenting heat, okay? Or we can just take the cohesion hit. I'm going to do that. I'm not going to do our production. We'll just take the cohesion hit and get it done with. That is seemingly the best thing for us at this stage. We've got some new buildings here, including a house, a fancy house for 25, worth 25 coin. We've got a hammer mill, which uses copper, I think, as an input, and it produces, I don't even know what it produces, hammers. We've got the loan shark, right, and we've got the grand market. We don't have the silver required to build it. And over here we've got the bloomery. Oh, we need, I guess that's just copper, and this is a copper mine. Okay, and then once we have that, we can do the hammer mill. Okay, and that produces, I guess, stuff for future ships, really. Okay, so I want to end the episode, but before we do that, I want to have a quick look at where we could potentially place a new pier. So if we were to place a trade pier, we've got one over here, and we've got one over there. Oh, we don't have one over here. We can build one. We can build one over here. So I guess that's what we will do, right? We'll just grab the trade pier. Ooh, it's pricey. Oh, we don't need the trade pier. I think we'll build the shallow pier. Let's build the shallow pier, okay? And then we can put the destroyer in place over here. Okay, let us do that. How are we going to connect this? Directly from there to there. And what I will do also is I will extend this path around here all the way to there, and we will do yet maybe another one kind of into that kind of corner right over there, right? So at least now we've got yet another piece that can get to it. So now we'll build this pier so we can actually get the destroyer in like the next episode. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, as always, please hit that like button. Do leave your comments down below. We are slowly filling up this island, and I guess the balancing act with the economies as we expand into more and more specialized amenities and the resources, we continue to kind of stretch our logistics chains to the max, as we are constantly seeing with what's happening with the soup. The turtle soup is not quite getting to the place where they need to get to in a quick enough fashion. But we will continue to see how best we can potentially do that. I'm just thinking we probably need that one. Yeah, anyway, we could do another kind of mast across here so that we can run to these various areas as well. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.